So this one is gonna be our first programming challenge. Name, age, and annual income. I'm going to write this. Programming challenge number one. Number one. Name, age, and annual income. So the whole purpose of this programming challenge, yeah. All right, so the whole purpose of this programming challenge is just going to be how we're going to display something on the actual screen. You know, we're going to display our name. So let's display name. We're going to go ahead and do and display age, display annual income. Okay, and I'm going to show you how. This is already done. You always have an option of putting this in automatically through whatever kind of IDE you do. But I always write it out just so I can memorize it. You're gonna always have to write out this method though, this whole method right here, to run any sort of code. And then go ahead, make an actual brackets. Within the brackets is gonna be your real code, your own code. So I'm gonna go ahead and write out variables. So variables, just so I know where everything is. I'm gonna go ahead and do my first data type, which is gonna be a string. String is gonna hold in the information of any literal context. So we're gonna go ahead and name this name. We're gonna set this equal to, call it Ribbon My Dude. And don't mind the Spanish music. And I grew up on that type of music all my life. It's kind of peaceful. Okay, so we have our integer. So this is gonna be another data type. Integer, we're gonna store this as age. You know, right here. So name, age, annual income. Age, we're gonna set this to whatever number you like. But for my sake, why not 23? And then finally, annual income. Annual income, we're not gonna do an actual whole number. Let's do a decimal place. I mostly work with decimal places for the most part. It's so much more simpler and easier to use. There's some cases where that you do need to use integer. Like for example, you can't be, well, I guess you can be 22 and a half, but if they ask you how old you are, you just give them one straight answer. I'm either 24, 25, you know. We're gonna go ahead and do a double. So very important, before you name your actual variables, you have to put in the data types, extremely important, and what kind of information you're gonna store. So my first variable is name. I'm holding in a string. And just to hold in a string, I have to name it. I have to name this section right here string. Same case with here. Age, I'm dealing with a number. It's a whole number. Integer. Double, so it'd be same case. So for this one, we're gonna call it annual pay. Annual, no spaces. And then we're gonna set this to, why not, a million? 100,000. Let's be generous. Let's be less generous. Okay, so we're done. Now we are gonna do our display of output. Display of output. Okay, so what do I write out? So basically, the first program challenge wants us to write out, and I'm going to write it out exactly, you know, from the text, you know, that way it's easier for everybody. So let's do this. So we're going to go system.outprint line. My name is space. We're going to go ahead and add a plus because we're going to connect more than one thing together. One variable. We're going to do name. Name plus. Okay, we're going to do a comma. My age is age. Okay. Age plus we're gonna do new line. And I hope to make, what should I want to make? Let's go ahead and write down the variable. Annual pay. Okay. Plus. Okay, there we go. And just for everybody to know, this right here. So it's gonna be a Java. It's not gonna print out like /n, /n, or /n. Except this is gonna be basically new line. So instead of writing a whole another line of code, I'd rather just hit new line. Super easy, super simple, super fast. It's easier. I don't want to complicate things. Well, let's say if I got rid of that, this is how it's going to print. And then if I want to do this on the second line, I would have to repeat this whole code and then do it exactly how it is and then do on the second line all over. But in order to prevent that, I don't really want to deal with that. I'm going to go ahead and just do /n. The backslash? I think it's /. But just like that, you know, my name is Ruben Maidu. My age is 23, and I hope to make $100,000. You know, and that's pretty much it. So just like I said, what is super important is going to be what kind of information you're going to be storing, and you have to name the information type. So this is going to be a string. You know, Eclipse. I highly recommend Eclipse. There's other IDEs you could use, you know, but this one's free, and it gets the job done. You know. Okay. And that's it. See ya.